Welcome to Prime Latino Media Salon. I'm Theo Louis, and I have a distinguished filmmaker from Venezuela who's now enhancing our city of New York with her grace, knowledge of the industry, and craft, Luisa De La Ville. And I couldn't be happier to be interviewing you. As we say in Spanish, you are in your gloria, you're in your glory, as you have the North American premiere of your documentary feature, Doc NYC, that also will air nationally on PBS through Independent Lens, I believe on January 3rd of 2023. Welcome, Luisa. Welcome home. Prime Latino Media has been your home, always continues to be your home. And thank you for joining us to share your pearls of wisdom.
Thank you so much, Louis. I love being here.
So, since you are in an extremely glamorous industry and your profession could not be of higher caliber, how has it been when we know most documentaries are done over a 7-year period? You know, are documentaries done in 1 or 2? Is Frontline done in a matter of 3 months? But the average, rate is 7 years of blood, sweat, and tears. And this journey for you was 10 years. How was that?
Well, I'd like to say that we filmed during 10 years, and then we had 2 years of post-production. So actually, at the end, it's been 12 years. It came out this January 2022. Of course, it's been a very long journey. We've passed through quite a lot. The characters have, and the director of the documentary and myself, the producer, have also gone through quite a lot during all those years.
So your documentary is entitled in English, Children of Las Brisas. And so what I'd like to know is, what is the documentary at its core? And of course, it's going to be a long question in following 3 kids from a neighborhood in Venezuela, in Caracas, called Las Brisas, who are, graduates of El Sistema, which is described as a preeminent musical educational system, usually targeting poor children in Venezuela, that Dudamel, who's the conductor of the Los Angeles, Philharmonic, is a product of that system, but in a country devastated in the last decade or so, where 10 million people have fled, and you've decided to do a documentary about your country and about the autocratic government that has forced you to be in exile and impacted these young people. So what would you say is at the core of this documentary?
Well, first, I would like to say that Las Brisas is in Valencia. That's the 3rd city of Venezuela, not in Caracas. And yes, it's basically following these, they started out as children, and when we shot the last time in 2019, they were teenagers, almost young adults. Sandra, when we started, was 9 years old, and the last time we shot her she was 19. So you can imagine everything that she has gone through, and like I said, what I have gone through. At the beginning, it was basically a documentary that we thought we would shoot to see how arts and music affected these children that were just starting their musical education, as you say. But then as we continued to shoot, all the dire situation in Venezuela, got worse, and the protests in 2017 that were massive affected everyone in the country. And that's when we decided, well, we can't stop now, we have to continue. And then we also see how the situation in Venezuela affected the kids and their family and the institution. And, now it's become a much better documentary, I think, because it's a subtle way of speaking about Venezuelan problems.
So how did you cast of thousands of graduates from El Sistema? How did you happen to cast these three particular kids?
When we started researching, we started following 10 kids. And then about 4 years later, we remained with 5, and we edited an assembly of the documentary. And then we thought, you know what? So we can go much more in depth with each one. Let's stay with 3. And it was a very hard decision. You can imagine, you know, it was difficult to decide which ones, but you know, at the end, we followed Sandra, Edison, and Willie through all these years.
Now, obviously, what connects all of us as independent content creators is the passion that fuels our projects. But we also can't neglect the business aspect of it. How did you feel when you found out you got funding for this project by ITBS, which really launched the feasibility and the major financial costs of really producing this project?
Yes, we had shot almost all of the documentary, and we weren't sure how we would go about the post-production. And when we were selected, we could not believe it. And when we arrived at their summit in San Francisco, everyone would tell us, "Is this the first time you're applying?" And we said, "Yes." They said, "No, but I've applied 5 times, 6 times, you know," and you know, it's been really great having their back, really. And this made possible that we could, you know, finish all the editing, which took a long time. We worked the post-production image in LA and the sound in Paris. And we're very happy with the results.
So we know there's lots of blood, sweat, and lots of tears in producing independent projects. How did you feel when you found out that PBS would be airing your documentary, and specifically on independent lens? And why did you go that route and not go, you know, a major streaming, platform, or a television network that would be of a commercial venue? Why did you end up going the route? Granted that ITBS does mandate it needs to be for public television, but how did you land up in independent lens?
When we found out that they had picked us out from all of those great documentaries, we've been very excited all along the road, especially because you know, it's we want to have many viewers of the film. So more than an economical issue, it's been that, you know, being able to tell what happens in our country. For us, it's very, very important. It's at the core of our project.
And I think something that also unites us together is the importance of network, the importance of community. And as I always, for 10 years, behind Prime Latino Media, always champion Latinos Unidos, Latinos united together. And that it takes a village not only to have a child, but to give birth to a documentary feature that lands up nationally. So also share that you got a helping hand from community. 2 of our padrinos are actually madrinas from Prime Latino Media, Nada Martinez, Carol Colmenares, really were there rooting you all along. And then this year we gave the Community Service Award to Fernando Ramirez, who ended up being your lawyer. So, share just, why is it important that Latinos be unidos, and that networking really helps tremendously?
It's so good to be part of Prime Latino Media. It has helped us quite a lot. We've met amazing people, And as you say, they really helped us out, especially, when you arrive in a new country. I've been here since 2014. Then you don't have the connections that, I knew everyone in Venezuela, everyone in the Venezuelan film industry, and then you arrive here and, nobody has any idea of who you are, you have to, so it's really important to have a community back you and, help you along the way. I'm very grateful.
You inspire us, which is the main core attribute when I select people to interview in Prime Latino Media Salon. If you could leave us with 10 cents worth of pearls of wisdom, what did you learn the most during this 12-year odyssey that you would either warn a content creator about not doing, or something they should do that you learned for yourself in this journey?
I was going to say, mira. Basically, even though it's a very hard and long journey, sometimes you have to go after it, you have to pursue it. And, if you try hard enough, you'll have a product such as ours. So go ahead, shoot your films.
I have to say something that connect most of our content creators is the word tenacity, is keeping up, not losing sight of your goal. That often also the hardest part is when you're close to the tip of the mountain, is when people bail out and give up. And that you embody tenacity, you inspire us. Congratulations on Children de Las Brisas having its North American premiere at Doc NYC, the preeminent documentary film festival in the United States. And we can't wait to celebrate with you and have champagne with you on January 3rd, when your documentary across PBS on Independent Lens graces and expands the horizons of people across this country. We love you, Luisa. Congratulations. And we're looking forward to your next project.
Thank you so much, Louis.
Ciao. And I'm Theo Louis. I'm Prime Latino Media, privileged to interview a great Venezuelan in New York, in her Harlem apartment, Luisa De La Ville. Muchísimas gracias.
¿Sabes que tienes que ir a la iglesia hoy? No me vas a estar tocando más, Moisés. No me vas a estar tocando porque ya yo estoy cansada de esa música.
A mí no me importa, mamá.
Mire, uno tiene que obedecer. Obedecer. Estoy harta ya. Esa tocadera todo el tiempo.
Es como si uno entrara a un mundo maravilloso, lleno de fantasía, de emociones, de magia. Claro, eso se llama ser inteligente, señores.
Que esto va a dar dinero, esto va a dar, yo siempre le digo que esto va a dar plata.
Yo simplemente me voy a tocar de manera ocasional acá, agarré el instrumento y dije, no, lo que se requiere es estar siempre tocando diariamente.
Yo me veo en un futuro como un solista. Yo sueño con tocar el concierto de Mendelssohn. Yo lo veo como la alegría que yo voy a sentir después que ya haya cumplido todos mis sueños.
Es lo que yo le digo a ella. La música para ti, Dixandra, es tu pasaporte al éxito, a tener muchas cosas que yo no te puedo dar.
Chicos, ¿tienes acetaminofén? No, mami, eso ahorita está agotado.
Los que no vienen, vamos a donde a colaborar con Willy, vamos, un Bolívar. ¿Por qué llora?
Después se va a hacer. ¿Ya?
Ya, no llores, que me hace llorar a mí.
hay algo que ni en la situación del país me va a poder quitar, es el amor por mi vida.
Tal vez yo podía morirme. Si yo voy a morir, yo voy a morir tocando.